Hey, today I'm on a brand new bike from RAEV called the Bullet GT. Check out my links below. Let's check it out. Oh, I knew it was going to happen eventually. Okay, now that everything has been unpacked and cleared up, it's time to bring the camera in closer and get everything installed. Handlebar. Remove the handlebar clamp at the top of the stem, place the handlebar back in, and reattach the clamp. Front light. Okay, so to get the headlight on, you're going to want to remove these screws that are on each side. I've already taken them out. And you're going to want to take this cable and plug it in, but you could do that right after you get done installing the light. These two brackets right here are going to slide in right here, and then you're just going to line up the holes, put the screws back in, tighten it down, and then connect the connector. Once you have the light installed, all you have to do is connect this red connector to this cable that's sort of hidden back here, but you'll find it. You'll attach these pins, make sure you line these pins up, and then you can attach the whole thing together by just pushing it together. And that's it. Front tire. Okay, it's time to install the front tire with the brake. And you want to make sure that everything's lined up on the left because you got your brake pads right here on the left. So you're going to slide this disc right in between that as carefully as you can. Now, I have taken these off, the washers and the nuts here, to make it a little bit easier. I'll put them back on as soon as I get this part slid into the forks. So I'm going to raise it up and try to carefully slide everything in. Front fender. Okay, to install the front fender, you're going to take this long screw that they gave you and you're going to use it to tighten this down. You're going to feed the fender through so that it fits right here in the center. Take the screw and place it through, all the way through. Put the nut back on the other side with the washer, and then just tighten this down. You're going to want to raise it a little so it's not sitting on the tire. And that's about it. Pedals. Okay, so I already put on the left side pedal. The only thing you need to keep track of is that the right pedal will go on clockwise and the left side goes on counterclockwise. So don't get that mixed up or you'll mess up the threads. And you don't want to do that. So. This is the Bullet GT e-bike from RAEV. A special thanks to RAEV for sending it in for review. RAEV says that the range for the Bullet GT e-bike that I'm reviewing with the 20 amp hour battery should get up to about 31 plus miles. Now, if you order the Bullet GT with the 28 amp hour battery, which is actually the same bike with the secondary battery, they say you should get up to about 43 plus miles. Keep in mind these numbers will vary depending on how you ride, your weight, and other things that can also affect the total mileage. This bike has front and rear suspension. The front has hydraulic suspension with 60 millimeters of travel. It's adjustable via compression and preload knobs. Its rear suspension has a coil spring with 40 millimeters of travel. It has a Shimano 7-speed rear derailleur and a 48-volt 750-watt motor with a peak power of 1,000 watts, plus 75 newton-meters of torque. The bike has a lot of power, but I wouldn't have mind seeing a little bit more torque. It's equipped with hydraulic disc brakes with a 160 millimeter disc. Braking power is fine, but it can be a little noisy. However, if noisy brakes bother you, you can always fix that by changing the brake pads. The brakes also have an electric cutoff sensor that will cut off the motor as soon as you pull on the brakes. Okay, let's talk about the saddle. The saddle is way more comfortable than I thought it was going to be. In fact, this is one of the most comfortable bikes I have now. The saddle height is 30.7 inches. RAEV says that the Bullet GT will fit people from 5'2" to 5'11". I'm 5'7", and it feels like it's just right for me. If you're on the taller side, you might feel a bit more comfortable by sitting further back on the saddle. The rear has an integrated brake light, and the front light is a moto-style round headlight. This light is rated at 120 lux and is pretty bright at night. The following shots I took at night so you can get a good idea of what it looks like at night and how bright that headlight is. For tires, the Bullet GT has CST BFT 20x4-inch street knobby fat tires. To get moving without pedaling, it has a thumb-type throttle. Out of the box, the top speed when throttling is 20 miles per hour. However, once you reach that top speed, if you release the throttle and continue to pedal, the Bullet GT can reach a top speed of 28 miles per hour. The display might be a bit plain looking, but it's one of the easiest to see during both day and nighttime riding. Unlocking the throttle. Okay, let's get started by powering on the bike. Press and hold down the plus and minus buttons until the screen changes. Now press the power and minus button down till you get to this screen. Now once you get to this screen, press the power button, just tap it, and get to that screen that says LS or L5, and it will say either 20 or 32 on there. Whatever number you see, doesn't matter. Just make sure that you raise it above either 32 or 20, whatever it's showing. So raise that up. I'm just going to take it all the way up. And once you get that done, to save it, you're just going to press and hold the power button, and you're back where you started. Now you can double check that again by pressing these buttons again, the top and bottom, and then the power and minus, and then the power button one more time, and it's held. So now when you throttle, it will throttle up to 28 miles per hour. So this will no longer be a class 2 e-bike. Probably something you shouldn't do, but I thought I'd share it with you just in case it's something you have a special reason to have it, to get up some hills or something. I don't know, but enjoy. Time for a ride. All right, today I am on the RAEV Bullet GT. It's an e-bike with some dual suspension on it. It's got a bit of power going. I'm going to try to go up that hill and see how it takes it. I'm going to switch over to mode 3. Now mode 3, when you're pedaling, has a lot more power than when you throttle. So when you throttle, it's strictly a class 2 e-bike. But when you pedal, depending on your weight, it'll get you up to 28 miles per hour. For me, I get up to about 26.5, but I'm a little bit on the heavy side right now. So but yeah, right now, 20 miles per hour, 21, no problem at all. It was accelerating on the way up. So that's a good thing. This is a real great looking, eye-catching bike. Looks great. Yeah, when you pedal, it throttles up really quick. When you use the throttle, the thumb throttle, it's a little bit more gradual. Now if I hold this down, it'll only get me to about 20. .6 for me. But yeah, once you start pedaling, look at that, already 22 miles per hour, 23, 24, 25. It really kicks in once you start pedaling and you're on mode 3. So it has three different pedal assist modes. First one is pretty slow, but that's good. It's all you need, depending on how you're riding. Mode 2 kicks it up a bit, and then mode 3 kicks it up a lot. So if you need that power, just go to mode 3. So the sensor on this bike detects just when the pedals are moving, really. So you don't really have to like pedal really hard, really fast to get it to go. as long as the pedals are turning and you don't have your finger on the throttle, you just leave it off. As long as the pedals are moving, this bike will just keep accelerating until it can't accelerate no more. So let's see, I'm gonna go off in the grass a little bit. It's really soft because it's been raining lately, but oh, it handles this just great. Oh yeah, I can hear the mud sledging around. Oh, this bike can take pretty much anything, I think. So this is a really fun bike. Now, also, it does feel, or at least when I first got on it, it felt a little small. Now that I've been riding it, and I've kind of scooched back on the seat a bit, which the seat, by the way, is really comfortable, doesn't seem to feel quite as small as it did the first time I got on it. I thought, my God, this is like a kid's bike. Felt kind of small. But now that I've been on it for a while, it's pretty comfortable, and feels about the right size. Now I'm about 5'7", so I can get both feet on the ground when the bike is standing still. It's basically a perfect height for me. RAEV says that this bike will fit anyone from 5'2" to 5'11". 5'11", you might be a bit tall for this bike. I'm sure you can ride it. I have a couple of friends that are close to 6 feet, and they've ridden it. It's a little bit, they felt like it was a little bit small for them too. Wow, when you pedal, this thing really wants to take off. When you stop pedaling, it sort of has like a kick where it wants to keep going. When they were first putting these bikes out, I think the brakes might have been mechanical, but they are hydraulic now. So I'm happy that they have hydraulic brakes on them. These make a little bit of noise. It's not that bad. I've had worse. So the brakes are fine. The shocks have compression and preload adjustments that you can make on the forks. The shock is adjustable, or the spring is adjustable. I haven't touched it, I haven't messed with anything. I actually like the way the bike feels right out of the box, so I'm gonna leave that alone. Maybe one day I'll change it depending on terrain. But right now, I'm happy with it just the way it is. This bike is really, really, really very comfortable. There's some dirt that I think I can go right around in for just a short time. Let's try it. Yeah, dual suspension is where it's at. So one of the things I really like about this bike also is just, might seem like a small thing, but I like the display. You can really see it whether your lights are on or not. It's well lit either way. The bike weighs close to 90 pounds and has a payload maximum of 330 pounds, so that's pretty good too. It can hold a lot, but it is a bit on the heavy side. Okay, so from a stop mode 1, I'm going to check this out, see where it maxes out. Yeah, it maxes out at about 12 miles per hour. And if I throttle, it stays there, about 12 miles an hour. If I go to mode 2, instantly kicks in, about 15.8 miles per hour for me. Weight could have a play in this. So, okay, 15.9, 16.1, 15.9, so about 15.9, 60 miles per hour. Throttle, same thing, is fluctuating between 15.9 and 16. Now if I go to 3 and I pedal, this is where you got to watch it. It just takes off right here. 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27 and a half. So that's pretty good. But if I held down the throttle and you're going that fast, like right now, let's see, let's get it up to, got a car. Okay, cars all over the place. Okay, so one final test I'm going to do. If I'm pedaling and I go over 20 miles per hour, like I am right now, I'm hitting 29 miles per hour. I must be on a slight downhill slope, but if I hit the throttle, right away, it doesn't even matter if I'm pedaling. The power drops down and it holds at about, yeah, it's taking me down to 20 miles per hour. So yeah, class 2 e-bike, unless I'm pedaling. Then I'm a class 3. If you're looking for a bike like this, check out my affiliate links down below. It doesn't cost you anything to use them. Helps out the channel. I appreciate it a lot. Go grab yourself one, get out there and ride, and I'll see you on the next one.